So this is the last feasibility test what we are going to see today. Let me start the recording. By tomorrow, I will be able to post all the recorded videos. Okay, I'll be posting it because so many classes we have completed, we need to download it. Yeah. Okay. Good morning, students. Am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, in our last class, we have studied about the cost estimation of the project. Which are the methods of cost estimation? What are the different types of cost estimation we have studied? What are the different types of a cost estimation we have studied? Shall I show you just to have a glance on that? Yeah, the preparation of cost estimation. We have gone through order of magnitude estimate, study estimate, preliminary estimate, definitive estimate, and the detailed estimates. So these methods are used to find out the cost of installation of the project. Don't get confused with the profitability evaluation methods. So these are the methods used for cost estimation or the installation cost of the project. So today what we are seeing are the evaluation of project profitability. So what is the percentage of a profit we are going to get, and when we are going to get back our capital investment. So suppose if I'm investing 10 lakhs today in my project, how long it takes to get back that amount. So such methods we are going to study. So the first one is payback period, that is evaluation of a project profitability or payback period, return on investment, that is ROI, and the net present value, that is NPV, and the internal rate of return, that is IRR, then the benefit cost ratio, that is BCR. So the first one is the payback period, that is PBB. So this is the time required to recover the original investment through the incomes of our project. So what is the time required to recover whatever the initial investment we have done in the project? But the assumption, I'll show you the formula. The assumption what we are doing here is the annual income remains same for all the years. With this assumption, we are going to find out the number of years required to get back our initial investment of the project. So that PBB is given by original investment in rupees divided by the annual income in rupees. So you are going to get the number of years. If I am investing 10 lakhs today, and with the income of fixed income of some amount. So I am going to recover back my investment in 10 number of years, for example. So that will become the payback period of our project. Suppose if your capital investment is for the project will be 150 lakhs, and for the project B is 120 lakhs, and for the project C example, if you are taking 100 lakhs, depending on the payback period, we are going to decide, we are going to evaluate what is the percentage of, what is the profitability evaluation for our project. So the income, with this assumption, that is the annual income for the project remains same, and we are not taking into consideration the depreciation also over here. So with this, we will be able to calculate, that is PBB equal to original investment divided by the annual income what we are getting annually without change in change in the income. So whatever the number of years, suppose if I am getting 10 years, so after 10 years I am going to get the money which I am invested for the project. So that is the capital investment or the initial investment what we have done. So suppose I'll give you the one example over here. Just you are able to see clearly the graph which I have shown?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So the capital investment for the project A. So this is your project A, project B, and project C. So the capital investment for the project A is 150, even for the project B is also 150 lakhs, and for the project C is also 150 lakhs. What is the project operating life of the project? Means it is for the project A it is 10 years, for project B it is 15, and project C it is 20 years. So the annual income also remains the same, and the payback period also remains the same. So then which project you are going to select when you are comparing the different projects? So these are the values for your project A, B, C. Just give me the answer, which project you are going to select. Can anyone unmute? So the project C, the project payback period remains same. The project life cycle you need to consider, and you need to evaluate the payback period of the project. So the second method is the net present value, return on investment. When you are going to get back the return on the investment, that is ROI. So it is the ratio relates to the earnings to the investment, and there are several variants in this ratio, but one most commonly used for calculating the return on investment, which is given by ROI is given by average annual earnings after tax divided by average book investment after the depreciation. So with an example also I have written over there. If the capital investment is 150 lakhs, then the project operating life is 10 years. The salvage value or the value of depreciation after the 10 years is 0. Then the expected profit after tax for 15 lakhs for the first 5 years and 7.5 lakhs for the balance years. Then ROI you are going to find out, and you are going to get the 15%. You are going to get the 15% as your return on the investment. Is it clear? Return on the investment, which is given by the average annual earnings after the tax. So we don't have any numericals on this. Just we should know the formula, we should know the methods which are used for evaluation of the project profitability. I hope so everyone is understanding. Okay, so I'll move on to the next one, that is net present value, that is NPV. So the NPV, here we are going to consider the time value of the money also. So here, whatever the investment or whatever the earnings I'm getting today, or the investment, the rupee, what I'm investing, after 10 years, the money may not be having the same value. The money may not be having the same value like earlier you used to get in 100 rupees. In 100 rupees you are going to get, but the value of the money has been decreased, so you need to invest more over there, or the profit margin what you were getting earlier may not be good over the number of years. So the rupee today has higher value than the rupee after some years. So the value of the money is going to decrease. So this is because of the interest what the rupee is going to earn over the next 1 year. So the present value of the rupee of next year is going to be lesser, definitely lesser than the present value. In that case, so how to evaluate the project profitability? So the present value of the future cash flow, which is given by PV equal to S into 1 by 1 plus R to the power of T, where PV is the present value and S is the cash flow rate in T number of years, and R is the interest rate, also known as the discount rate. So the factor what we have using, that is 1 by 1 plus R to the power T, is known as the discount factor. So that is known as the discount factor. The net present value for any project in aggregate present value of a net cash flow over the operating life of the project, which is given by NPV, will be for the n number of year, NPV will be given by this formula. So the NPV is nothing but your net present value. ST is the net cash flow for the T years, and T is the operating year, and N is the operating life of the project, and I is the original capital investment, and R is the interest rate for that. So the cash flow, when T becomes 0, the initial capital investment, this is considered as the outflow, and it is treated as the negative cash flow for computation purposes, and the increase, the incomes are positive cash flow, and you need to consider till the NPV is acceptable. So these are just the derivations what you need to go through the net present value. Here we are considering the time value. The time value we have not taken into account in earlier two methods, in the payback period also, as well as in the return on investment also. You may be thinking I'm going to get around 20% of the profit, but over the years, the value of the money decreases, that time value also you need to consider with the help of the factor that is 1 by 1 plus r to the power of t, which is known as the discount factor. So that also need to be considered over here. So this method takes into consideration the time value of the investment what we are doing. So that is the net present value of the project. Then the next method is the internal rate of return. Internal rate of return. So this is again a discounting method, but in case of in this project, instead of assuming the fixed discount, we have assumed the fixed discount rate, and the discount rate is varied till the net present value of the project becomes 0, and the discount rate at which the net present value becomes 0 is known as the internal rate of return. So that discount rate till the NPV becomes 0, so that is called as the internal rate of the return. So with this method also we will be able to evaluate the project profitability. So then one more method, the last method, that is benefit cost ratio. Yeah. So from the screen you can see benefit cost ratio is nothing but this method is modified from the NPV, that is net present value method. The benefit cost ratio is complete as the ratio of aggregate present value of all the future cash flows to the initial capital investment. So this is given by the formula which we are seeing on the screen. So that ST is nothing but the net cash flow for the years, and N is the operating life of the project, and T is the operating year, and I is the original capital investment. So then in this method, the higher the benefit cost ratio, the better is the project. So the project to be accepted must have the benefit cost ratio higher than 1. So when we are getting the BCR higher than 1, so then you will be able to get the better profits for your project. So always you should get the BCR value more than 1, so that you will be able to get the better profits for your projects. So these are the different methods what we are using for evaluation of the project profitability. Is it clear? Yes, am I audible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So almost we have completed all the feasibility with respect to all the factors of feasibility of a project. Yeah. Here you can see we have started with feasibility report of the project with respect to the raw material till the project profitability or the cash flow analysis or the cost benefit analysis of the project. So this is an important part when you are considering practically also the feasibility report, when you are for your exam point of view. Out of this, it may not come in one question because it goes I was doing it right from three to four classes, I think so. So any one of these topics based on the weightage of the marks, if it is marks or more, so then they are going to club these any two together and they will be asking the questions. Any doubts in the feasibility report of the project, how we need to evaluate and how we have to analyze our project to find out whether the project is viable or no. Economically, the project is viable or no, whether we can start with the project or no. So a detailed report need to be submitted on the evaluation or the feasibility of the project which we are going to take up. So in the next class, I will be doing the planning and the steps involved in planning. So that I may take 1 or 2 classes manager and all, so that I will be doing it in a next class. Any doubts so far? Anything you want to discuss? In our tomorrow's class, we'll do the case study on the capital cost estimation and the project profitability and the cash flow analysis. So any of the things, either you will be doing the case study based on the capital cost investment or the case study on the project profitability. So those who are doing the presentation tomorrow, just WhatsApp me in the your project management group so that we will be able to discuss. And even I will be doing one case study either on capital investment or the project profitability. Okay. Anything? Still we have a time of 10 minutes. Okay. Any doubts regarding so far whatever we have discussed? It is very simple, easily you can understand.
Yes, ma'am.
I tried my level best to make you to understand why feasibility report, why feasibility analysis is required, and what are the feasibility, in what all the factors we need to do it, the feasibility analysis, so that we will be able to be successful in completion of our project. If you are not doing this feasibility analysis in detail, somewhere you will be stuck and you will not be able to complete the project. For that, it is must, whatever may be the size, whatever may be the sector of the project, one has to go through the feasibility of the project in detail. A report also need to be submitted when we are getting the green signal from the industry. So this is how we have to go through the feasibility of the project. Okay, then shall I conclude my today's class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So tomorrow we will see the planning and what are the steps involved in the planning process. Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.